To my channel. My name is Tolu. I'm a Christian dating coach and I specialize in showing single Christian women how to go from single to married in a year. So I'm super excited because our annual workshop to show single Christian women how to start meeting them in the men in their routine, what it looks like to be visible even if you never leave your house, what it looks like for you to step into a healthy dating experience with men is open, right? This is a workshop that I get so excited about since we started it last year because I get to connect with you all and really break down on a very granular level what it looks like for you to start meeting men that you can actively date. Okay, so the Find Your Husband in 90 Days workshop is going to be holding on the 13th of December. It is an online event. It's a 4-hour training where I am going to be sharing the strategies that literally have made my clients visible to their husbands, right? And these are women just like you that never go out, maybe don't have time because of their busy routines, single mothers, are not able to actively create opportunities to date. I am going to be sharing the strategies that will get you visible to your husband in this workshop. It's a 4-hour training specifically to dive deep into what it looks like for you to actively connect with men right now. You don't need to wait till 2026, right? The strategies I share are immediately applicable. Like you can literally go out of the workshop or be in the workshop and start applying my strategies to get you in front of quality connections with men. I'm going to be sharing what it looks like to be feminine, to be flirtatious, while standing your ground as a woman of faith, while maintaining your boundaries. I'm going to be breaking down how you actually partner with the Holy Spirit in your dating process and in the way you come in contact with men. I'm going to be sharing what it means for you to be visible, not only to men that you can marry, but as a woman that is clearly a wife in waiting. Okay, so this is a workshop that I started last year, literally by leadership of the Holy Spirit. We started the Find Your Husband in 90 Days workshop. This is going to be our second time running this workshop, and my team and I are super excited because every single year in this workshop, since we started last year, it's been a time of connecting with women, understanding your dating strategies, your dating struggles, helping you to highlight what you're doing wrong and how we can tweak and change your current dating approach. Whether you are a high-level executive and men are intimidated by your professional accomplishments, or you are currently going through college, or you are raising kids on your own, or you're newly divorced, it doesn't matter. I would encourage you to register for the workshop. It is $25. That's the early bird ticket. Now, this is the lowest fee that I ever offer, right? To be able to guide and give you strategies on dating, which is part of the reason why I get so excited every year. Because if maybe, you can't get into my higher ticket programs, or you don't have access to be able to join me in Wife in Waiting or work with me one-on-one, then you need to attend this workshop live, right? It is purposely $25 because I want you to have access to get started meeting men. I want you to be able to have access to the information that will really help you understand where you're getting it wrong in your visibility. And by visibility, I mean maybe you go to events and you feel invincible. Or maybe you've been trying to get this man's attention for months and he just isn't responsive. Or you constantly find yourself being friend zoned. Or you haven't been in a relationship ever and you don't know what you're doing wrong. You need to attend this workshop. Okay, I'm talking to you. It is going to be recorded. So if you can't attend live, you have access to the recording. The 4 hours is going to be broken down to deal with all the areas I just mentioned, which is meeting men online and in your routine. I'm going to be walking you through how to walk with the Lord and hear from the Holy Spirit as you're dating, because that saves so much time. When you know how to hear from the Holy Spirit, it saves you so much time with men that would take months, literally months, for you to figure out what's going wrong. So I'm going to be sharing how to do that as a Christian woman. I'm also going to be breaking down what it looks like for you to be feminine, flirtatious, and be available for men to start asking you on dates. So maybe, you find yourself constantly in a loop of men dragging you along, and you find yourself mistakenly in a situationship. You want to attend this workshop. And something else that a lot of women tell me is, he doesn't want to commit. He doesn't want to put a tag on the name of the relationship. I'm going to be showing you how to talk to men and really understand the way a man's psychology works. That's why this workshop is for 4 hours, right? So it's just $25 early bird. That price will go up in 2 weeks. The link is in my bio and first tab. If you want to get yourself a ticket, once you get your ticket, you will have access to the private link on Zoom. I'm also going to be taking all your questions to make sure that this workshop is as practical as possible for you once you join and get, you get access to the ticket. Right? So let me know if you have any questions. I'm curious to know, what are your struggles when it comes, and if you're watching this live, of course, what are your struggles when it comes to meeting men, to having conversations with men? Just drop it in the chat if you're watching this live. But part of what I will be covering in the workshop is really addressing the day-to-day issues that you may be facing when it comes to telling a man what you want. Maybe you struggle with, knowing how to tell men what you want. Maybe you don't know how to use dating apps. You're not sure, are these pictures okay? Should I use this name? Should I use a different name? Maybe you've never dated before and you're like confused. Like, okay, I've never been in a relationship. I'm in my 20s. I can't relate to what my friends talk about when they're talking about men that they're talking to, or when they're talking about their relationship issues. Or maybe, you always find yourself getting emotionally invested in men. You don't know how to really understand the way a man's psychology works. You don't know what a man's true intentions looks like. This is the workshop for you. We're going to talk about what it looks like for you to flirt with men in a way that actually gets them to actively pursue. And by active pursuit, I mean, he's not just telling you he likes you. He's not just calling you multiple times a day. He's actually making time to take you on dates. He's making time to spend with you, to understand you better. He's remembering the little things that are important to you. He knows, how to make you feel comfortable, and he is actively making an effort to get closer to you. That is how you should be experiencing dating, and this is what we'll be covering in the workshop. So if you know any of the things I just mentioned is something that you struggle with and you want 2026 to be different, the reason this workshop is held at the end of the year is because I really want you to have the strategies to start applying as we move into 2026 to get you different results with men, so that you can start going on the dates, you can use the dating apps correctly, you can start connecting with men on a level that you are excited about and they align with the qualities you're looking for in a partner. And you know what that looks like regardless of your dating background. The strategies I will be sharing at this workshop have worked for my clients, whether they're different locations, ages, history. The strategies I'll be sharing here have helped my clients be visible to men. So make sure, you click the link in my bio and first tab to get your ticket. It is literally just $25 because I wanted to make sure this is as accessible as I could possibly make it. But that early bird price will go up in 2 weeks. And once you get your ticket, you will get the private link to be able to join me live on Zoom on the 13th of December. That's the date of the workshop. It is going to be from 1 p.m. GMT, which is 8 a.m. Eastern, to 5 p.m. GMT, which I believe is 12 noon Eastern. And during those 4 hours, we're diving in. I'm going to, once you get your ticket, you're going to receive a form. I'm asking you questions just to make sure you can tangibly take away loads of practical strategies from this workshop. So this is an event you don't want to miss, especially if you find yourself constantly year in year out with the same problems. It's like you're going around the same mountain, just with different men. Or maybe you're just not seeing any men at all. You know, you've just never been in a relationship, or you feel completely invisible to men, and you don't know what it looks like to actually have a man trying to get your attention, getting your number, you know, trying to take you on a date, trying to show you that he is worth your time. Or maybe you don't know what it looks like to be talking to a man you find attractive. This is where you should start. So the link is in my bio and first tap to join. If you have any questions about the workshop, feel free to send me a DM. Let me just pause and see, do we have any questions if you're watching this live? Oh, by the way, this workshop, the opportunity to get your ticket will expire on the 12th of December. So, but, you know, important to note as well that the $25 fee will go up next week, Sunday. That's the 23rd of November. Okay. So do we have any questions? If you're watching this live, do you have any questions about men dating? More than happy to answer your questions. I can take one or two questions. But otherwise, yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the workshop. This is something that I've started hosting every year. You know, the last time we hosted it, which was obviously the first time, was in 2024. It was an amazing time. I was able to connect with so many women, address their different dating questions. And something that is really important to mention is I look at your questions, because you will get a form to fill once you purchase your ticket. I look at your questions because I want to make sure everything I'm saying is something that you are able to practically apply. Okay, so looking forward to seeing you guys in the workshop, and I'll talk to you soon. Link is in my bio and first tap.